also to help you and support you in the initiatives of WynActive and Women's City. Hello, welcome to the WynActive Webcast, week 2. How exciting is this? We had a great week last week with James and I having a chat, and we spoke to Michael Little from WynActive, and we also had an amazing chat with Councillor Josh Gilligan, the Mayor of the Wyndham City, and geez, he had a lot of information. But we've got another exciting week for you planned this week, and starting off with a really inspirational guest. But first of all, hey James, how you doing?
I'm really good, Barry. Thanks again for having me. I must have done something right to make it to week 2. But look, yeah, really excited to bring being healthy and active into focus today with our guest, and she's very much the face of everything group fitness, health and wellness at WynActive, and probably a familiar face for a lot of you members out there. So excited to welcome Kelly Fereti to the WynActive Webcast. Welcome, Kelly.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for having me today. What an awesome opportunity to have a chat. I know Barry and I often sit together in meetings, but hey, Baz, how often do we actually get to sit down and have a good yarn? Not often, right?
Not often, no. And I had to come up with an excuse just to do that. This is all just for you, Kel. So Kelly, tell us a little bit about yourself, your role within WynActive currently, what you normally do with WynActive when in normal times, but also a bit about your background.
So I've been, as you said, I'm the health and fitness coordinator at Eagle Stadium, and my main focus is our group fitness team and our group fitness product. Which I absolutely love and treasure and am very, very passionate about. I've been with the WynActive family for probably a good part of 4 years. And my journey with WynActive looks probably a little different to most, because I actually started as a member, believe it or not.
Brilliant.
So we moved from New Zealand to Victoria all those years ago. The very first thing I did before we moved was look for a school for the kids. The very second thing I did before we moved was find a gym to join. So I knew before we even arrived that I was going to join WynActive. So long story short, an opportunity came up with the group fitness team, and I jumped at it. So since then, I've had a number of roles throughout the business. So I joined the Eagle Stadium team, Centre Care Manager team, and then on to the group fitness coordinator, and then in the role that I'm in now. I've been really fortunate to be mentored and supported by some incredible people in our business throughout the years to get me to where we are now. In a past life, believe it or not, I was a flight attendant. So I used to travel.
I can believe that.
That was in a past life before kids, but now I have 4 kids, so that's only something I dream about now, is traveling. So fitness is my passion. I've been doing group fitness classes since I was old enough to actually get in a gym. So 13 I was when I did my very first group fitness class. And yeah, I absolutely love it. You know, we say we're passionate about it, but it truly has been a massive part of my life, and I don't. Like all of us, I am feeling it not being able to be in the gym at the moment. Yeah.
Kelly, you're so passionate about health and fitness, and during these times, it's really easy to push physical activity to the side, because a lot of people are dealing with so many different challenges and in what is a unique situation. What do you how do you sort of continue to be active during this time, and maybe what are some tips and tricks for I suppose, not only actually being active, but trying to find the motivation to be active that potentially people can take away?
Do you know what? I love that you said that, because it's not only the activity, it's the motivation to do the activity. I am so grateful that I've got a lot of equipment at home. So I've got a lot of stuff that I can do at home, but at the end of the day, it's the motivation to get up and actually do it. I've set a really good routine, as I would if I was doing a group fitness class in the morning or in the evening. I've tried to stick pretty close to that routine of doing the same classes that I would normally do if we were scheduled on our normal timetable. So that absolutely has helped with the motivation. I've also used a lot of others in this time when I felt like, I feel like the first couple of weeks I was going strong, I was going solid. My training at home was so good. And then I kind of just went like that. And that's when I had to really lean on others to sort of support and motivate me to keep going, because in reality, we're all going through the struggle, right? So I've been blessed that I've been able to lean on those others to say, look, okay.
Oh, I think Kelly's frozen up there, James.
Might have lost Kelly, but she might jump in any moment. But I think what she was sort of saying, resonates back to what we were saying at the start, Barry, around that routine and trying to keep that routine. And it's, it is very difficult because there's just so many different bits and pieces sort of flowing in and out of people's lives at the moment. But we might have to see how Kelly's going, and
we'll give her enough. Here she comes. She's gonna come back, I'm sure. So we'll just wait for her. But I think an important point there, and Kelly is a really highly motivated person, and I know that from a work perspective, she comes in on weekends if she has to. She fills in for classes. But even motivated people like your likes of Kelly get demotivated or struggle for motivation at times. And it happens to all of us, and we need to realise that. And what I was picking up there, Kelly, is you've got a way of reinvigorating yourself when motivation goes down, and that is to lean on others. And as well as getting motivation, we also need to find out how we can keep that motivation up for all of us. We've got to do it our way.
That's right.
Yeah, fantastic. Hey Kelly, what tips would you give to someone who doesn't have any equipment? Like you talked about people, you're lucky you've got a lot of equipment there. What about people who don't have much equipment? What can they do?
I loved what I heard the other day, that someone said, nature hasn't closed, nature hasn't been cancelled, no one stopped nature. So right on our doorstep is we can walk, we can jog, we can cycle if you've got a bike. There are, those things that getting out into the fresh air for me often are better than even doing a workout in my garage. So I think just take a moment, don't forget those things, that taking a simple walk outside with the kids often is a great thing to actually keep you moving. Not only that, and I think there's a lot of pressure, particularly for those that do attend a gym, do group fitness classes. We usually come in, we do an hour workout, or we do an hour and a half, or sometimes we even do longer. I think in this circumstance, we have to remember that 30 minutes of movement doesn't have to mean that you're training like an elite athlete, or you're doing a high intensity interval session every single time. 30 minutes of movement might be a stretch, it might be a yoga session. I heard you say, James, the other day you were doing yoga. And just some sort of movement, like I said, the walking. And I think if we just sort of take the pressure off ourselves and remember that we've got to deal with what we've got and make the most of it. And I think if you just, for me, consciously, I've had to say, look, I'm not going to do a HIIT session today. It's okay if you just go for a walk. And for me, it felt better that I could just take that pressure off, understanding that in time, we're going to go back to the gym, we're going to go back to those HIIT sessions. But for now, we've just got to be okay with doing with what we've got.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point that you make, and I'm really keen to understand, Kelly, as a mother of 4 kids that you've said, I'm sure there's a lot of parents out there that are really battling during these periods, and obviously with the changes around schooling, but amongst other challenges that are existing in their lives. What sort of tips do you have to be active as a family? Is there anything that you sort of look to do or can provide advice on for all the members and the community out there?
I think it's super important to keep them active, especially at this time when they are at home playing. We've set up this routine for them, but part of that routine with their schooling is that a good chunk of it they leave the kitchen table they're at, and we make them go outside. We've got a trampoline, and that they play with the ball, and most often they're just fighting. But actually make them go outside, because in all honesty, if we said, okay, it's lunchtime now, they'd jump on the iPad, they'd all be in front of the TV, but we actually make them do it. And it sounds mean that we're making them do it, but oh my gosh, I was never allowed to sit inside when I was that age. I was like, my mom was like, get outside, and we found things to do. So it's not a structured type or style of activity, but making them get outside and they find things to do. They genuinely find things to do. They cramp and they play games. And I think that is one simple thing. I think nowadays, parents especially, we're always so quick for these after school activities, and I've got to put my kids into sport, and they've got to be active, and they've got to do this. And, if we go back to the simple things, going outside and playing with your ball or your trampoline, that's something every single one of us can do. And I'm so all for getting the kids off those iPads and the electronics, and getting them more active for sure.
Fantastic. Just before we move on, because I want to talk about the positives you're seeing and how you're coping with isolation in a second there, Kelly. But just want to remind everyone that the WynActive.com.au and WyndhamTogether.com.au.
That's the one.
Both of those websites have a lot of tips, videos that people can access to get that motivation, or to follow a class, or to do whatever, and to be active, as you've said there, Kelly. So, Kelly, one thing that James and I love to do is to find out what you're grateful for. So in these times, it's really easy to go, let the jaw drop and just sort of sulk around, but we've got to stay positive. What are you grateful for at the moment?
That is such a good question. My kids and I, every dinner time, and my husband, I should say, but he's probably included within that lot anyway. Every single night at the dinner table, we share our gratefuls, what we're grateful for that day. So such a great question, and I agree, we need to stay positive. For me, I suppose on a personal note, I'm really grateful that I am healthy and I can exercise, that I can do some sort of training every single day, be it 30 minutes or what, just something. I really am, it's easy just to say it, but I truly am grateful, and I wake up and I say that to myself. I'm grateful that I'm healthy. On a professional note, I'm really super grateful that we've got a really supportive and caring working family. We love where we work, we love the people we work with, and we love the people we work with. And I certainly miss them all for sure.
Fantastic.
Brilliant.
James.
Yes. Look, as we've sort of spoken about, I do love the little things in life, and I'm very grateful for them. I do get my 30 minutes a day of exercise. I can promise you that, and we're here to motivate everyone. But I'm very grateful for the couch at the end of the day. I've set up the home office and on the kitchen table, and I sit there. But as soon as I make the dinner with my partner and we sit down on the couch, that's the time to relax and switch off. And it's the couch for me, because I know that's it sounds silly, but it's a bit of a treat to be on the couch. But yeah, that's what I'm grateful for every night when I get the chance to jump on there. But yeah, as I sort of said, I think it's about celebrating the little things sometimes. But Barry, throwing back to you, what are you grateful for today?
Well, I was going to say something else, but now it's my leather recliner. I love it. I'm grateful for it. No, that actually is a serious thing. I just, and that's why I've got it, of course. You go out and you pick these things, and it's something special, as you said, James, that you can relate to. And at the end of a day, and they're all big days, you just relax into that, and takes a lot of that stress away. But what I was going to say before you mentioned that was I recently had some time off just over that Easter period. So, it's been a week or so ago now, but I was really grateful that I could take that time off. And some people say, well, why'd you take time off? You couldn't go anywhere or do anything, but it was a great mental break for me. I've had a really big 12 months prior to that, and it just enabled me just to switch off and take it easy for a while and watch lots of Netflix and Stan and Disney Plus, and as well as just getting heaps and heaps of exercise in. So it was really that balance of activities as well. But I had the time and space to do it. So I was really grateful for that, for sure. Kelly, how are you handling this social isolation that we're experiencing? What are your tips, or how do you what are the things you personally do to cope with this?
Well, all I can say is thank you, technology, for being able to click a button and being able to video and be in contact with people like this. I'm making a point every single day. I'm either on the phone or I'm on I've taught my mum how to get onto Zoom. I'm really, that's what's getting me through at the moment, because as you know, group fitness instructors love to be around people. So we struggle, I'm going to be honest, but I've made a point every single day of trying to get in contact with someone via a video or get on the phone. And, by that, I mean the team, work colleagues and family as well. That's been really important for me to get through this.
Brilliant. I mean, I know, Kelly, you're the brainchild behind all the fantastic WynActive workouts that we see on social media at the moment. What's maybe your favourite group fitness class, and can you tip us into one of your favourite classes that we can look forward to over the coming weeks as well?
My favourite class, I've got so many. Oh my gosh, that's the worst question. I actually like all of them. In a different way. If you had asked me if I liked yoga probably about a year ago, I would have said no. And Pilates, I didn't. I really genuinely, I like a bit of everything. What's coming up? We're going to continue to just provide variety, because I think that's what the challenge is in this scenario, is that, we don't want to do a HIIT session every day. We don't want to do a body workout every day. We don't want to do, so keeping things fresh and continually changing things up so that there's a little bit of everything. That's what you can expect in the coming weeks, as we've done all the way through since we started this. I'm just trying to think what's coming up this week.
Haven't you got a special type of classes coming up soon or in the pipeline,
Yes,
Kelly?
we have, yeah. So as you know, we've been doing our 9 o'clock live classes on a daily basis, and then we've had a recorded session throughout the 2 p.m. time slot. This week we will be, this is hot off the press, by the way.
More breaking news, James.
Yeah, we're going to be doing Zoom classes. So I think that's one avenue we haven't really used yet on this platform. So it will be fairly exclusive. So as you know, with Zoom, you only have a sort of set number of attendees. So we'll be doing a little bit of dance, a little bit of Zumba, a little bit of those really fun programs that you need to see the instructor pushing you along and cheering you along, and some really great music. So I'm super excited to see how that goes. I'll probably clear my screen when I join those because I'm a terrible dancer, but I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Brilliant.
Fantastic. Well, Kelly, look, thank you very much for joining us today. It's been an absolute delight talking to you. I'm sure you'd agree, James.
Yes, no, thank you. And I think there's some real solid take-home messages there that we can all relate to. So I appreciate your passion for being healthy and active. And we look forward to our next edition of the WynActive Webcast. So Barry, appreciate your time. Thank you again for having us on.
Thanks, James. Thanks, Kelly. And don't forget.
For having me.
Oh, absolute pleasure. Hey, tomorrow, James, Mark Choco Williams.
Brilliant. Can't wait.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks very much, everyone. We'll see you all tomorrow. And hey, stay healthy and look after each other.
Take care.